Okay, so previously I made this clip right here where Kira's riding this white leopard. She's like running from these bandits or whatever. And it's a decent clip, but the problem is she's totally lost facial consistency. And so as we can see right here in the image, that is definitely not the same face. And so in order to improve your character consistency on video clips, here's how to do it. On higher end models like Seedance 2.0, you'll notice that there are some slots down here for elements and reference images. Or if I switch into Kling 3.0, again, you have some slots down here for reference images and elements. And with the lower end models, this feature might not be available at all. For example, if we switch into VO 3.1, there is no ability to use character elements. And so again, each model has its own capabilities. But just to demonstrate this, I'm going to jump back into Seedance 2.0. And so if I wanted my scenes to be much more accurate, much more consistent, what I'll do is come right here into one of the element slots. I'm going to click that. And now all of a sudden I can either use one of my existing characters, I can create a new character, or I can create elements. Now I already have my character with Kira right here, but just to demonstrate, I'll go to create new character. And for the close-up, I'll just use this one right here. For the full body shot, I'll use this character sheet, which if you don't know how to make character sheets, be sure to go back and review the previous tutorials because these character sheets are very important for retaining consistency. And then for the portrait slot, I'm going to use this one of her on the leopard. For the name, I'll just call this Kira Steampunk. And for the description, I'm just putting some of Kira's main features, saying the woman has dark hair with red highlights. She has blue eyes. That's it. I'll click save. And just like that, I can now use this character as an element, and it's going to have a much better time retaining consistency and accuracy. So if I jump back into the video panel, I'll click the element slot again, and now we can see our Kira Steampunk character right here. Now, one thing to note here, if I click back into this panel, the main difference here is that characters are obviously characters, but then elements are generally things like environments, props, items, and things like that. So this way you have the ability to add multiple characters, items, or environments so that the AI fully understands what all of these things look like. In this case, I'm just going to use the one character element of Kira, and then I'll just go ahead and put my settings back where they were for 80, 15 seconds, multi-shot, and that's it. Let's see what we get. Okay, so after waiting for that, here is the new clip. Let's take a look.
Come on, girl, just a little bit farther.
Okay, and so as we can see, this is definitely a much better output. That is actually the correct face. Even the jacket, the accessories, the little gears on the jacket, her necklace, everything is much more accurate. Now, one other thing to note really quick is with Seedance, you can actually drag and drop reference images directly into here. So for example, if I just took this as reference 1, this as reference 2, and this as reference 3, that would essentially work the same way. But the downside is you're taking up 3 reference slots instead of 1. But this can be convenient if you're just trying to do a one-off clip really quick and you're not trying to turn it into a full character or a full element, and you just want to throw something in there to get the job done, then this can be a much quicker alternative. As always, each model has different capabilities. So if I switch into Kling 3.0, you'll notice that that's actually not even possible to use with Kling. And so with Kling, you actually have to create elements in order to use it. So that's just a side note. Once again, the higher end models are generally going to offer a bit more flexibility, more functions and nuances. So just something to keep in mind. In any case, that's how you add consistency to your video.